Welcome to Unfavorable Discussions. I'm Agr TV and this is Agr News. One of the things that we want to talk about tonight is why come to their aid when they are dead. Hayo ni maswali ambayo nimeulizwa hivi karibuni na nimeona wengi wakijadili hilo swali that why the deceased was not helped while they were alive. This is a complex and multifaceted one, and there can be various reasons, and each situation, by the way, is very unique. Some of the possibilities in kwamba, number one, I'm gonna give you seven possibilities. Number one is lack of awareness or resources. Unamaanisha nini mtangazaji? Namaanisha kwamba sometimes people are unaware of the struggles faced by other people. Yani wewe unajua kila jambo ambalo linatendekea watu? La, hasha. Ni kwamba sometimes people are unaware of the struggles faced by other people. Na watu hamuko on the same WhatsApp group. You are not in the circle of their group, friendship circle. So how do you become aware of their struggles? They may not realize the extent of someone's suffering or even the urgency of their needs. And that is to say that we have limited resources. It can be whether financial, emotional, social, which can prevent timely assistance wakati mtu anahitaji wakati huo asije akapata msaada. Kwa hivyo people might not have the means to provide that help. Number two is the stigma and isolation. What do you mean mtangazaji? Wakati mwingine tunakuwa na shida ya kiubongo, yani mental health issues, especially in 2024 tunazungumzia mambo about mental health issues. Tuna addiction, other challenges which can lead to isolation. Na wakati mwingine when we are talking about this, the stigma associated with certain conditions may prevent these individuals from seeking or even receiving help. Therefore, friends and even the family members might not recognize the signs or even may be hesitant to intervene due to fear of judgment. Wakati tunasema don't judge me. Hayo umeona. Number three, we have personal circumstances. Mtangazaji, unamaanisha nini? People have their own lives. People have their own responsibilities. And people have their own struggles. Therefore, sometimes they are unable to extend help due to their own limitations. Watu wamelemewa. Uchumi imekaa mbaya. So, ndugu mpendwa, at times tunaweza kuwa na compassion fatigue. Yani kila mtu amelemewa mpaka umechoka tu kuonea watu huruma. Compassion fatigue, even in burnout. Kuna watu wengine wanahitaji msaada huo ukiangalia kusema kweli wanahitaji, lakini si vile wengine ambao wanahitaji. Anyway, kuna burnout. Watu wamesaidia na wale watu wanasaidia ni wale the same people who come out to help are the same people that are giving every other help that is needed. Kila kesi wao ndio ushughulika. Watu wengine wamekimia tu. So there can be that burnout. Yani mtu mmoja ametumika mpaka analemewa. That can as well affect the caregivers or even the support networks. And another point we may not see in number 4 is communication breakdown. What do you mean mtangazaji? We might have misunderstandings. Lack of effective communication. Imesema kwamba watu strained relationships which can hinder assistance. Wakati mwingine unashindwa kuongea na watu wengine na wala unafikia ni karibu watu 10, unafikiria kana kwamba kila mtu anajua shida yako, not knowing that unafikia wale ambao unafikia peke yao. Kwa hivyo at the times sometimes people assume that someone else will step in to help, and that leads to a collective bystander effect. Bystander effect ni ile kila mtu anasema hata nisipokuja fulani atamsaidia. That is what happens. Have you ever thought of number 5, systemic issues? What do you mean? We have the structures of the society and societal structures. We have policies. We have even some institutions which may fail to provide adequate support. Kama sasa tunazungumza hapa kwetu sehemu za Kenya. Let's talk about access to healthcare. wakati mwingine mental health services. What about the social safety net? This can be limited. Have you ever thought about that? Not only that, we have poverty, discrimination, systemic inequalities. These can exacerbate the challenges faced by vulnerable individuals, and therefore hiyo inakuwa ni kizuizi. Kadi tamati asubuhi ya leo ni kwamba we also have number 6, personal choices and autonomy. Yani hakuna mtu duniani anapenda kuchaguliwa. I also know that hata wewe you may not hutapenda somebody to decide for you. Kama kuna kitu watu wanachukia ni mtu kuwafanyia uamuzi. That's what people don't like much. Kwa hivyo, when we are talking about personal choices and autonomy, some individuals may choose not to seek help. Na huwezi kulazimisha mtu, or may even decline that assistance due to personal autonomy. Ama mtu anaweza kuwa yani na majivuno, kiburi tu, pride. Yeah? And due to respecting an individual's autonomy, that means you are allowing these people to make their own decisions. Therefore, even if those decisions lead to adverse outcomes, kama wengine umeona wakijinyonga, you can only advise them. But that might be another limitations. Last but not least, ni kwamba we also have time constraints and priorities. Mtangazaji unamaanisha nini? Life is very busy, busy. Often life is very, very busy. Ujaona watu vile watu wako juu chini wanakazana. Mtangazaji. You have not seen how fast life is moving na vile watu wanakazana sana katika maisha yao. Life is often so busy, and therefore people prioritize urgent matters. Ni kumaanisha kwamba unfortunately helping someone who is in need might not be always on top of their priority. Yani unataka kusaidia mtu lakini that's not your priority. You have family issues, you have very busy schedules, you have so many urgent matters you have to attend to, and therefore somebody's emergency does not constitute an emergency on your side. Therefore, people may assume that there is more time to offer assistance later. Yani huyu jamaa ananiitisha nimsaidie, labda nitamsaidia next year. And even death, tunaangalia kifo ni kana kwamba is a distant thing that will happen in future. Ukiambia mtu kuhusu mauti saizi, anafikiria let's talk about 30-40 years to come. You don't think that it is something that might happen any minute from now. Naweza zungumza hivi, nisinzie, nianguke juu ya mic, nizimie. People don't even think like that. We think that ni kitu ambacho fulani amekufa, really sorry. We don't see ourselves in that condition. Therefore, we assume that there is more time to offer such assistance later. So in summary, what I'm trying to say, to communicate, is that the reasons for not helping the deceased person when they are alive or while they are alive, these are multifaceted and interconnected. Therefore, it is essential whenever we are approaching this topic, we approach it with empathy and recognize that everyone's circumstances are different. And therefore, ideally, we should strive to support one another, both during life and even after death. Kwa nini mtu mwingine anasema sasa tukiwasaidia wakati wamekufa, how can they enjoy? How can they feel our help? Well, let me talk about two more things as I went up about funeral fundraisers. These days, funeral fundraisers serve a dual purpose. Number one, they honor the memory of the departed and even provide practical support for the living. What do you mean? Let me deal with the first part, honoring the memory of the departed. You know, we have what we call tribute and remembrance. Mtangazaji. When we are talking about funeral fundraisers during these times, they allow family, they allow friends, even the community to come together to support, to honor the life and even the legacy of the deceased. And therefore, they provide a platform to share stories, to share memories, celebrate the impact the person had on others wakati ambapo alikuwa anaishi. And at the same time, it's also an opportunity to continue with their legacy, Because when we are contributing to a funeral fundraiser, people ensure that the memory of the departed lives on. How? So this is a way of expressing love, respect, and even gratitude. Number 2, practical support for the living. Unajua wakati mtu anaaga, kuna watu wengine wanakuwa wagonjwa muda mrefu, they leave a lot of bills, so there is a financial burden tunazungumzia hapa. So we all know that funeral fundraisers can be actually funerals can be very expensive, with costs for we have casket, burial plots, kama wala wana shamba wananunua, and ama wanaenda cemetery wanaenda kununua the burial plot. We have cremation, memorial services, and even more. So families often, they face financial strain during this emotional time. And on the same note, we have unforeseen expenses. Sudden deaths can result in unforeseen end-life costs. And we know that the funeral fundraisers, then, they come in to help alleviate this burden by, providing financial assistance. And therefore, kama mtu alikuwa mgonjwa for a long time, we have medical bills. If the cause of death was an illness, then the funds that are raised during these moments, they can help cover outstanding medical bills. Ninapotamatisha ni kwamba, think about mwanaume amekufa, ameacha watoto na bibi. He was the breadwinner. Ama kama mwanamke ni breadwinner, because these are realities of life. We have lost income then. How do you replace the lost income? The loss of a loved one can impact the family, its financial stability. So when we do fundraise, this can help bridge the gap that has been caused by the loss of income, or lost income. And therefore, there may be other charitable causes, meaning sometimes fundraisers are organized to support the causes that were very important to the deceased person. And therefore, these donations may go to charities, may go to initiatives aligned with their passions. Ama kuna watu wanakufa wanasaidia, unajua, somebody is supporting the family, nuclear, extended, hata the whole community. So how do you support these causes? Fundraisers, they have come in. So in essence, msikilizaji na mtazamaji, ni kwamba sometimes fundraisers are organized to support causes that were very important. So these are a compassionate way to remember the departed, while also providing practical assistance to those that have been left behind. Therefore, they are not neglecting the living. Let me repeat. These fundraisers are not neglecting the living. Rather, they offer a lifeline during a challenging time. So before we even pick a pen to write, before we even think of uttering a word, especially to the bereaved family, or even wala ambao wanatoa, unaanza kuwatusi na kusema kwamba mnapenda waliokufa kuliko walio hai, it's a challenging moment that we got to think twice before we say something, because those people need a lifeline during this challenging time. Naamini kwamba mmebarikiwa kuwa pamoja nami. I've seen your comments. I will talk about them. Asante sana. Lakini let me ask you, wewe ambao wanasema kwamba mbona mnasaidia walio mbona hamkumsaidia wakati alikuwa hai? Nimekuambia kwamba wakati mwingine your circle of friends is not my circle. Lakini wakati ambapo jambo limetendeka, limeletwa hapa nje, kila mtu ameona shida, and due to not sympathy to but empathy, anasema kwamba hawa watu wameachwa, wataishi namna gani? Huyu jamaa angeishi, angewasaidia, lakini sasa hayuko. Therefore, they don't have to die because their loved one has died. Let's come in and try to alleviate their problem and be the lifeline during these most challenging times. And that's how we come in to help, not the dead, but the living, to alleviate their problem during these challenging moments. Lakini wewe ambayo unajiuliza na unaanza kulalamika, let me ask you, wewe mahali unaishi, you don't see any person hapo amesumbuka? Ujaona mtu mahali ambapo unaishi anahitaji msaada? Ujaona mtu ambaye anahitaji kusaidiwa while is alive, ako hai? So before uchukue jiwe anza kurusha watu kwamba mbona mnamsaidia wakati kumsaidia akiwa hai, wewe ulikuwa unamuona, ulimsaidia? Aya basi, kabla we create another scene, another challenge, so that we keep on talking of the same issue, what if you could have picked one person? Pick somebody right now, yule ambao unaona anaishi, and then usaidie. These are unfavorable discussions, and kama kawaida, we don't fear bringing them out. We have to say bado tunasonga mbele. Orino TV, this is Agr News. Kama kawa. Wacha nikulete Fanuel Ruben wa Your Voice Melodies. Sema kwamba dunia hii tunayoishi jamani, maisha ni kama maua, leo yanachanua, kesho yanyauka. But what I usually say, like an old East African poem, today I did my part in building the nation. Which part are you playing in building the nation? Barikiwa na uwe na siku njema. Follow Agr News, Agr FM, Abagusii Global Radio. Follow Orino TV on all social media platforms. We are there for you. And for more, agrnews.co.ke.
Yanayochanua leo, lakini kesho hayapo. Dunia hii tunayoishi, maisha yamebadilika. Watu wengi wanakazana kutafuta vya dunia, lakini wacha nikujulishe, maisha ni kama